morning, race fans. It is May 26, 2023, and we're about to head into the Monaco Grand Prix for free practice one. Hey, everyone, this is Crash talking to you. Been a while. Again, the last race was Imola. Well, it didn't happen because of the rain. The area was flooded. Just couldn't have the race. So we've skipped Imola. Imola was supposed to be the first leg of a triple header. So that's been canceled. They've now gone straight to Monaco. There'll be another race next week. So it's now a double header. So normally I would say, hey, if you could support the channel, whatnot. But for this weekend, I'll be saying, hey, if you can support a agency that is helping the people who have been flooded in the Emilia region, please do so. So, about 1,000 of you are watching right now. I want to thank you already. We're about 7 minutes or so before the cars are on track. F1 is still in their pre-session. They've got about another 2 minutes before they'll go to on track. Right now, they're showing off the beautiful locale that is Monaco. Again, so this weekend is actually really important because we've got Monaco. Monaco is what's part of what's called the Triple Crown of motor racing, and that's a unique position Monaco has. Is what keeps it on the grid, keeps it on the schedule of courses year after year. The other two races that comprise of this is the Indianapolis 500, which will be the same day. Again, Monaco is this Sunday. Right after Monaco, if you are a racing fan, you're going to be jumping over to watching the Indianapolis 500 because basically, just as they're getting off the podium, Indianapolis is getting started for a 500-mile race. IndyCar has been really good to watch this year, and I expect nothing less from the Indianapolis 500. A lot of drama, whatnot there. We can talk about that. If you are in our Discord channel, you will. There's a lot of us who are been following the IndyCar, particularly the qualifications. So if you are looking to continue joining the community, enjoying what we're doing, make sure that you are in our Discord channel. And I'm going to drop that in chat right now. So the other part of the Triple Crown is the 24 Hours of Le Mans. And again, a lot of people have won that. For Alonso has won Le Mans. He has won Monaco. The only thing he has not won is the Indianapolis 500. He's tried 3 times and actually did not qualify for one of them. The only one who has won the Triple Crown is Graham Hill, and he's the only one to have won. Monaco has won the Indianapolis 500 and won the 24 Hours of Le Mans. A lot of people have won too. I think Pablo Montoya has won 2 of the 3 legs as well. I think he's missing Monaco, which is not likely he's going to come back to race here, unfortunately. But yeah, so there's a lot of pomps and circumstance. Monaco, given where it is, given they're literally racing by the casino, the glitz and glamour, the history, it's all there. So everyone is now just starting their stream right now of practice itself. So we're 5 minutes to go before things go on. Again, I want to thank all of you who have come. Again, those who just showed up. Again, this is Grash. I'm by myself today right now. No big deals. I've done this before multiple on my own. So more fun when I have someone with me because I can bounce off of them. But hey, I'll be bouncing off of you. I'll be looking at chat. A lot of what you've been writing in chat. People we feed are basically saying Graham Hill was a beast. Some of his crash footage. Yeah. And in this case, we're looking at a time where they weren't concerned much about safety. They were. Again, another thing is they talked about in basically on Monday during a practice, two drivers crashed into each other. One is okay. That's Catherine Ledge. She's the one who's okay. The other one is Stephen Wilson, and he basically, if I remember correctly, has a fractured vertebrae, and I forget where it is on the back. And it's not you just can't race with that type of injury. He will recover. You can recover. That's an injury that you can recover from. In fact, I've actually recovered from a vertebrae injury as well. So, but he's out. What's interesting is that what's going on with now that Stephen Wilson's out. What's interesting is that Graham Rahal, who was bumped from the field, is now taking his place. So we're about 3 minutes. It's not, they haven't gone green light on the track yet. They haven't shown a shot of the track yet. It's always been all the city so far. So one of the things that's interesting this weekend is that we're using the 3 softest compounds. So it's the C3 is going to be the hard compound, C4 is going to be our medium, and C5 is going to be our soft and the fastest compound. They will have the green intermediate tire. We will also see if it was to rain, there's a new blue tire. And what's interesting about the blue tire, the blue wet tire, is that it's a tire designed not to use the tire blankets. So Powerhouse, this is Grash. I am your commentator for right now. I'm waiting for things to kick off. They're not on track just yet. I don't think anyone's lined up yet. So going back to again, while we're talking about the NSF 500, what's interesting is that Graham Rahal has raced for the team that Stephen Wilson's from. He's been a teammate of him, so he's got history with that team. What's interesting is that he's jumping from, I believe he's normally a Mercedes driver, a Honda driver, jumping to a Chevrolet car for the Indianapolis 500. Practice hasn't started yet. We're about a minute or so to green light. No one's even lined up yet. People are in cars. So one of the things that you're going to see, because Monaco is very particular, they're going to focus less on race pace, because Monaco has that reputation of basically it's hard to overtake in that regards. And so a lot of focus is put on to qualifications, and Ryan is going to do qualification as he normally does. It makes for a very boring race, as people put it, and there's questions about Monaco's suitability on the track for that reason. So you're going to see a lot of drivers trying to get comfortable and associated with the track. And who is this? Nick DeVries has Dice, which is appropriate for Monaco, and they're lining up. I just saw Ferrari. Both the AlphaTauris have just come out. One of the Red Bulls is first to be lined up. I can't see which number, and they've just gone green light. Ferrari is one of the Ferraris is second. Both the AlphaTauris are out next. So it's Perez. It was Bottas, and then DeVries and Sosa. So those are the first 4 out on track. So what you're going to see mostly through practice is the drivers getting acclimated to their car, to the track, and because they're trying to get the best laps for qualification. So we've got Zhou and Stroll, Alonso, Russell, Hamilton coming out on track, and they're all on hard tires per our timing screen. So I'm going to be not focused on time right now, because right now it's garbage time for our data. They're just getting out on track. excuse me, they're just getting out on track. Like sector times are going to jump all over the place. It's meaningless right now because they're all on out laps right now, not even actually doing full race speed. It just, well, some of them are, but not the full lap just yet. Why hards? They're probably testing degradation of the compounds that they were given. That's probably why. And if they go long, then it's about, then it's a question of race pace, testing out for the race, because ideally you want to do a one-stopper at Monaco, and save the time from having to do a two-stop. So the strategy tends to be we'll go a long stint on hards. So another thing that's interesting about the track here in Monaco is that these are actual roads, street cars. But these roads at night are in use. Like that tunnel that you go through is in use. What was really interesting, because if you guys know the P1 guys, Tommy and Matt, they used to be from WTF. They've split off and done their own thing. They're in Monaco this weekend, and last night they live casted them walking around the streets on Monaco. Literally, particularly, they walked through the tunnel where they could walk by the tunnel section of the track. The other thing that's interesting about Monaco is that the pit area is actually very small. So normally where the speed limit for the pit lane is 80, it's going to be 60 kilometers per hour here in Monaco. So there's that difference. Well, they're going slower as it is, but it is slower, and the space that they have is much smaller than anywhere else, and that's a function of being in Monaco, pretty much. I'm just looking at what you guys have been talking in chat. We've got a few Lando fans. Lando's been very honest about where his car is. Again, he is P1 right now, but it is early practice. I mean, we will see as times improve. It's a 118. We'll see that they've gone much faster on this track. So, if he can qualify well, again, this is the track where everyone but Red Bull is looking to do well, and if they can qualify well, and here we've got Alonso going P1, Stroll going. He was P2. Hamilton now P3. So we've got some times. Norris back into P1. So we've got Norris, Alonso, Hamilton, Ocon, Stroll, Russell, Sainz, Tsunoda, Leclerc, Bottas in the top 10 on the board right now. Sargent jumping up to P10 right now. Piastri jumping to P7. So you're going to see all of them are going to be green because they're all improving all their times. Hulkenberg just jumped to P5. Perez has pitted. So what most likely has happened here is that Perez went out, did what they call an installation lap, saw something that they wanted to adjust on the car right away, and he's come back into the pit. So he's just in the pit, guys. It's again, we're in practice mode right now, so they went out. They're probably adjusting something on the car for Checo, and he will be back out in a little bit. But it's not uncommon to go out. Again, he did 3 laps and come back in. That's basically they call it an installation lap. Evil Max is basically saying fastest quality last year was a 1:11.376 by Leclerc. So that's the time that we want to like. That's the 112s. That's when we know that they're really pushing those cars, and they're pushing, pushing those cars and pushing the limits of the track. Again, this is a place where a simple mistake and you're host. Again, we saw last year, we saw Checo make a mistake in Q3. We've seen Schumacher, the Nick Schumacher, who's no longer on the grid, basically destroy his car. And then again, if you go back on YouTube, basically they posted the 2008 race, and I forget, one of the drivers lost control of his car. It had rained, and the track was dry, and one of the drivers lost control, hit a barrier on one side, hit the other side on metal steel barriers, and then slid back to the other side of the track. So it's easy to have disastrous results if you're not paying attention, if you clip the wall by a little bit. Yankee was Rosberg. Thank you, Fabor. I'm looking right now on the stream. Did he bounce? He looks okay. Did he? We're in green lights. He might have just bounced off the wall, just scraped it. But that they're trying to push as close as the wall as they can get, as close to the wall as they can get, because that's the best advantage they can. And that's part of the appeal of this particular track, is that it is that technical. Since I've been talking, Leclerc has gone P1, Sainz is P2, Norris is P3, Hulkenberg is P4, Alonso is P5, Magnussen is P6, Gasly is P7, Bottas is 8, Tsunoda is 9. We've just had him. He's just jumped up. Verstappen has just gone P3, so that's putting Tsunoda P10. Hamilton's P11. So they're talking. So, someone's asking, do you guys think that Brad Pitt will ruin the British Grand Prix? No. What's going on is that Brad Pitt is going to be driving on tracks, on the F1 tracks. It's going to be essentially a separate event during the weekend where he will have time on track to drive. I believe he's using what was equivalent to a F2 car on track. Hamilton, as I just talked about, that jumped to P2, which is a point. He's about a quarter of a second behind Leclerc's time right now, which is again, as I talk about, Sainz just went to 1:15.198, fastest lap so far. Leclerc is almost a second behind him, and Hamilton is another half a second behind that. So we're in the 1:15 so far. We've still got a lot to go to drop down. Sainz and Leclerc are on mediums. Norris is on a mediums. Everyone else right now is in hards. Perez is still in the pits. So something must be up there, adjusting something with the car. So again, we're still early on. It's only about 11 minutes into the session so far. So getting back to Brad Pitt, he's not going to be driving in the race. He will be driving on the track, but he won't be driving during a practice session. He won't be driving during the race itself. He's not going to be in the race. He's going to be doing things for the film that he's working on. It's an F1 film that he's working on. And if anyone is watching the stream right now, we've got Norris out on track. If you look, half of his wing is green, and that's Flovis paint that you can see on the back of his car. So they're checking something with the wing with that Flovis paint. and that's data that they're going to be using, which is interesting because he's out and he's pushing that car, and here comes Perez out on track now. He's coming out on an out lap now. Oh yeah, definitely for the footage of the crowds. Why not? I mean, like that's why wouldn't you get crowd shots as you're driving around? And they're probably going to get crowd shots during the race as well. So yeah, no, that this is one of those. Again, what we're looking at with. And I think as I've talked, Alonso, someone's mentioned Alonso. Leclerc has just jumped back to P1 with a 1:15.037. He's gone almost 10th faster than his teammate. So that's where we stand right now. We've got Leclerc, Sainz, Alonso, Norris, Verstappen in the top 5 in practice, and they're rolling Russell back into the garage for something. They must be looking to adjust something on his car. And again, we've got a comment about a lot of traffic right now. Again, yeah, they're all on track. They're all trying to get some sort of feeling for the track and how it is in relation to their car. You can see what tires they're using on the screen right now. For the most part, everyone's using hards except for Leclerc, Sainz, and Norris, who are on mediums. And Russell right now is in the pit in the garage, so we don't know what he's probably doesn't have tires on the car at the moment as they're working on something. Yeah, again, I want to stress that this is just a watch along stream. We are expecting that you are watching. Like I have F1 TV Pro, but you can also watch it on Sky Sports, watch it on ESPN Plus, or wherever your local carrier is providing for it. I don't know why Russell should be fired. I don't know what he's done. They've brought him back into the pits for something, which is common. Unless it's Hamilton hate, then okay, you hate. Haters gonna hate. Russell's just gone back into the garage. They brought, he's not on track right now. He's just he's done some laps. He's gone into the garage. It looks like they're adjusting something on his car, and that's just normal. No, Russell's not bad. Again, you can not like Russell. You can think he's boring, but he's actually he's a very solid driver. He's been held back literally by the fact that the car he's in isn't very good, and they're adjusting something. It looks like something with the suspension because they've taken the nose off of his car. So getting into the inner guts of what's going on. He beat Hamilton last year. Last year he did beat Hamilton. No, Russell's not one of the worst drivers in F1 history. Oh God, we can talk about bad drivers. We had bad drivers last year and the year before. He's nowhere near anything like that. The one thing about Russell is that before in 2021 he was in the Williams car, and that Williams car was horrible. Yeah, he was just they were back markers, and he eked out everything he could out of that car, and it's something that he basically had to continue doing last year with a substandard Mercedes car. Ooh. I'm just looking at what's going on. Like, literally, I think Oscar was just, I think it's Oscar, was basically right up against the wall. No, that's no, it was Lando up against the wall. I should be paying more attention to my numbers. So the livery that you see on the McLaren cars, there's three parts to it. There is the black, there's the white, and there's the orange section of the car. And that livery is a mishmash of three historic cars of the McLaren. Basically, they're the ones that won a car that's won Monaco, a car that's won the Le Mans, and a car that's won the Indianapolis 500. We're gonna... And yeah, this is a motorsport stream, so please keep it to motorsports. We're not going to talk about American politics. We are not going to show the video of what's going on track. We expect, again, like I said earlier on, we're expecting that you have access to the stream and you're watching along with us. Essentially, this is the big couch where we're all sitting together. And... No, what you're seeing with the chart, if they're in gray, they're in the pits. That's what's indicating. So how the chart works in terms of practice versus how it there's different indications of what's going on. What we're being shown, like Verstappen, Norris, Hamilton, Russell, they're all in the pits, and you can verify if you're watching along with the F1 stream. You can see that you've got the P next to them in the on screen. So. And yeah, please don't. We don't need you to spam the same thing over and over again. Yeah, I'm a moderator in chat as well as a commentator. So yeah, I'm more than happy to moderate you when you are being bad. Back on track right now. Again, right now, Sainz, we've dropped into the 114s. Sainz is a 114.401. He's done this on medium tires. And he's gone 12 laps on those medium tires. Leclerc is a little more than a tenth more, and a little bit more slower than him at 114.532. Alonso is another tenth, 114.658, and Verstappen is 114.946. Stroll, that was his last lap, but he's in the 115s. 115.1618 was his last lap, and Ocon has done a 115.651. Sonoda is 1/1000th, 0.662 slower than Ocon. Hi, Caroline. Ryan is going to be doing qualification, and I will be doing, this is Crash right now, I'll be doing the race this week. And that's how it is as we stand right now on this lovely Friday morning. I am broadcasting you live from North Texas. So I'm about 4 hours from Austin, where COTA is. So that's the U.S. Grand Prix is being held. Jose usually is in South Texas at another 4 hours south of COTA. So, and right now it's 6:51 a.m. I'm just curious where you are from what time it is, you can drop that in chat and I'll give you a shout out. There's Jose. Yeah, I'm in Texas, where work has brought me. I am from the New England area, so I'm used to being, an hour ahead. So we got people from Malaysia. It is, let me scroll back up. I lost. So in India, it's 5:21 p.m. 2:51 p.m. in Kenya. Germany, 1 o'clock, almost 2 o'clock, almost 1 o'clock in England. Almost 1900 hours, almost 20 hours in Malaysia. Singapore, it is in the morning. We have Philippines, South Africa, Dominican Republic, Colorado, California, 2 hours ahead of me. Colorado is 1 hour ahead of me. Switzerland, Indonesia, Colorado and California are also other states in the United States. McGark in Boston. Hey, New England, 7:53 a.m. We've got Greece. We've got Poland. Isle of Man. Again, someone's asking, how do you watch this live? You can watch this on F1 TV. They have a week, a free trial week. And then there's you can pay to subscribe to it, which was what I've done. You could have ESPN Plus. You can also watch, which is free on ESPN Plus. You can, if you're in UK, you can watch it on Sky Sports. And then again, around the world, who's locals, who's providing F1 to you. Some more from Poland, from India, Greece. And since we've last looked at the board, Tsunoda has gone P5 with a 114.964, and Perez gone with a 115.321, P5, P6. So Tsunoda has split the Red Bulls right now on the board. Do the Mercedes get any better? I don't know yet. It's still early. We're in the 114s right now on the track, and we know that they can go several seconds faster. We know, Russell came out on track and he went back in. He's only done 8 laps, and he's in the pits right now. And they're taking apart something on the car to work on something. Gasly's improved his time. He's a high 115 though. Albon is out on track. Improved in his first sector. Has improved somewhat in his second sector, but not entirely in all subsectors. And Okoye is again has posted in the chat that Hamilton has the fastest lap in Monaco with a 1:12.209, and that was done in 2001. So different car, different regulations. Albon has just jumped to a P6 with 115.067. He's on a medium tire right now. So Perez is out on a hard tire, so he may be testing something other than straight speed. Sargent is unfortunately down he's something on the radio right now. He's on a medium tire, but he's also in P20, down at 117. Let's check with this rookies right now. De Vries is in P17, 116.440, and Piastri has done a 116.347. So those were our 3 rookies to look at right now. And if I said 2001, my apologies. 2021. So we're about 3 minutes to the halfway mark of this session. Again, I want to thank all of you. There's over almost 2,604 watching right now. That will probably go up in another second. Thank you for watching with us, with being here and listening to me commentate to what's going on track. Again, this is Grash, and I'm one of the commentators here on the channel. You are watching. This is the first practice of the Monaco Grand Prix. If you haven't hit the like button, that would be great for us right now. We do have a Discord channel, and I will drop that back into chat for those who are here. What tires are Mercedes on? I believe. Let's see, Hamilton. I just lost what tires Hamilton was on. Give you a moment. Russell's on a medium tire right now. And I would expect that Hamilton's probably also on a medium tire. Russell, there's something that he went out, did a couple laps, went back into the garage. He's just getting back out on track now. Hamilton. Wait. Okay. Hamilton's on a blue wet tire. And what's unique about this blue? This is the blue. This is the. What's interesting about the tire? No, it's a medium. It's Dave. It was. Yeah, something was weird on the presentation. He's on a medium tire. What's interesting about the wet tire is it's a new formulation, and the formulation for that tire basically Hamilton has gone to a 114.035, so we're at the low 114s now. Norris has jumped to a 114.467. Russell, I think, he's still doing an outlap. He's still getting up to speed. There was a moment where they were showing the wrong tire on F1 TV. I'm showing a replay of Logan Sargent getting a pit stop, going to medium tires. So, what's interesting about this is that the full wet tires are designed to not use the tire blankets. So the tire blankets, if they go to the full wets, they're designed to go right onto the road without having to use those tire blankets. And that's part of their plan to get. This is part of the plan to get rid of the tire blankets. The issue with tire blankets is that there's a lot of energy used to put into those blankets to basically heat those tires. They're also very expensive. Each one of them each one is a few $1,000s each. So it's not like hey, we'll take a. No, they're very precise pieces of instruments to get the tires into the correct temperature range. But that's that. So they're trying to get rid of those to reduce on costs and to reduce on energy usage. The problem is that the tires that they are using right now are all designed to come out on track preheated, and it's partly a performance and partly a safety issue about having those tire blankets. And I actually don't know where this is going. Basically, they've pushed the next time that they are going to look at the tire blankets and have a discussion about it is in July. It's going to come up to the I forget the technical committee, and I forget which one it is off the top of my head, but there's a technical committee about this that is looking at this and discussing it and evaluating what's going on. And the next time this is supposed to come up is in July. They've pushed this back a couple times already. So I don't know where this is going to go. And that's something they put a tack on it and look when we come to July. That's something that will, again, look at the F1 website. They will talk about technical committee and whatnot. So right now with our board right now, we've got Hamilton 1, Sainz is 2nd, Norris is 3rd, Verstappen 4th, Leclerc 5th, Alonso 6th, Albon is 7th, Perez is 8th, Tsunoda is 9th, and Piastri is 10th. So he's jumped to 10th with a 1:15.192. Russell is a P11 with a 1:15.538. De Vries is improving on his times right now. He's green in sector 1, sector 2. For those who are new, when we say something purple, someone has gone the fastest in that sector or the lap. De Vries has jumped to a 1:15, green across the board. When we say someone has gone green, they've improved on their personal previous time. When you see something that's yellow on the board, that pretty much they have not improved on their time. And if you see a lot of looking right now, De Vries is yellow, basically on his next sector. And that's because he's on a cool down lap, so he's not going to be pushing the tire. He's not going as fast as possible. Verstappen has jumped to a P3 with a 1:14.280, and Alonso with a 1:14.403. Norris had a fast sector 1. It looks like he's aborted his lap in sector 2. At 9, if you look on the chart, you can see the tires. Pretty much everyone is using a medium tire right now. I had previously stated it looked like Hamilton was on a wet tire for some reason. It's what happens when you're in 6 o'clock in the morning. Now 7:05 in the morning for me. And that's why I have a can of Red Bull. I'm drinking the watermelon, which is the red can of Red Bull, which I guess it's the Ferrari, the Red Bull, the Ferrari edition. I swear that Red Bull put out all these different. So they're looking at an incident involving Sargent with an unreleased safe condition. So that's just race control has just noted that. Yeah, so this is, again, I'm drinking the Ferrari version of the Red Bull can. I swear they put out all these different cans, the green, the blue, just to screw through the other teams. Yeah, Sparky on chat says, no, that's really a good time for Hamilton coming to Red Bull's Ferrari, but wait, but a good start. Yeah, and that is definitely, this is a good start. He is at a 1:14 or low 0.35, so it's a low 1:14. Let's keep in mind that this is our first practice and that time will drop even further. Alonso just jumped to a 1:14.099. So less within a tenth of Hamilton with the fastest sector 2 so far. Hamilton is the fastest lap so far, but then and we have a yellow flag. One of the Haas's has gone off track. in one of the few areas where you can go. It was Nico Hulkenberg, and we're now back to green. He's back on track. We're back to green. DJ, several times with ESPN Plus, I found that I'm not logged in for some reason. So, and it's not very clear about that if you're logged in or not. Got wondering. Ooh, the tire is off on the Haas. That's what's going on. And it's come off the rim itself. So it's bouncing around on the inside of the rim. And he's going to get back to the pits. And that's, he's lucky that he's able to get back to the pits. So I'm wondering. Oh, okay. So what happened is that Hulkenberg basically, as you get to chicane, he hit the side of the wall. Yeah. So Hulkenberg hit the inside barrier as he head into the chicane, and it's basically brought the wheel, the whole wheel off, and they've now red flagged session because they got to go back and now check that barrier. There's probably some other debris on the field as well, but yeah, this is a red flag for safety right now. So who crashed? Basically, Nico Hulkenberg hit the barrier going into chicane, hit the back driver's side, so left rear tire on his car, and the tire came delodged from its rim. He's managed to get back to the pit with it bouncing around. Because he hit the barrier, because it's a safety issue, they've red flagged it so that they can, make sure that. Which driver is? I think this is Alonso. He's driving way too fast, and they're just flagging everyone right into the pits at this point. So how you doing, Manos? What happened is that we've had our first incident. The Hulkenberg's Haas. I wouldn't say he crashed. Is that he hit the one of the barriers going into the chicane, and it looks yeah, it's gonna be a few minutes before they clear the red flag. But they are basically just looking at anything for race control. But basically, he hit the barrier going in the chicane, and it basically took the tire off, and so now. So he basically took his tire off, and again, because he hit the barrier, they need to go check and make sure it's okay. Particularly with the I think they're not using Tech Pros, but it basically is just a little mishap, or just basically just making sure the track is okay for safety reasons at this point. Harshaw was bringing up why would Lewis go to a team that's not performing. He's referring to the fact that during this past week, that, and we have gone back to green flag. We have Perez, Sainz, Bottas, Ocon, and Gasly on track right now. So there was reporting out of the Italian press, and that's the first sign that this is probably not going in the direction that's it's dodgy. That Hamilton was offered like a $40 million offer from Ferrari to join them when his contract's up. Hamilton says he's never been further from a contract with back to stay with Mercedes. The team principal basically over Ferrari basically said that they weren't going to be offering him a contract, and it's like, where's that come from? So Lorger is asking, what does it mean when their name is in light black? That means they're just in the pits. That's how they were indicating that someone's in the pits right now. So, you can check with, the F1 stream right now. Like Hamilton and Alonso are in pits. Well, Alonso just is out on an out lap now. So his name will light up in white in a moment or so. And it just did for me right now. Like Russell's in the pits right now. Hulkenberg, obviously, in the pits. Checking his car for any damage after he tagged the wall. So we're back to green lights. What's going on with Leclerc, Ferrari in the box? They're probably working on something on the car. They're doing adjustments. Again, this is first practice, and they're looking to improve the cars for quali. Because they're again for Monaco. There's I see a lot of people putting their eggs in their baskets for quali. Because again, Monaco has that reputation of being hard to overtake on. Albon's not on outlap right now. We don't know. He's not on track, so we don't know what tire he's using. He could come out with it on any particular tire. Though right now, everyone who is on track, again, this is practice. Everyone who's on track right now are using a medium tire. June is asking if anyone tried with a hard compound, and they did earlier. There were several, I forget who, but there were several teams that did try some hard, did some laps with the hard compound. And if I'm looking at this correctly, Perez and Magnussen and Zhou are out on hard compounds right now. That's from me looking at the F1 stream. Alonso has gone fastest purple sector 2 on his track. Perez has jumped to a P3, 1:14.227. See what time Alonso puts down. He is and Alonso jumps to P1 to 1:13.190. So now, with about 15 minutes left to go in the session, we've got Alonso P1, Hamilton P2, Perez P3, Sainz P4, Verstappen P4. Hamilton's not on track right now. Norris is P6, not on track. He's just a 0.56 lower than Alonso right now. Leclerc is on track. Albon is not. Bottas is on track, and Tsunoda's on track. So within P1 to P10, we're about a second difference. So they've pulled the nose off of Hulkenberg's car, and they're checking. So Buxton is reporting that basically the Hulkenberg's car took damage in that back area, and they're doing essentially what he called a patch-up job to fix all that back area, the back section of the car. And right now I'm trying to take a look at what is going on track. You do have to admit, like, despite the issues with the racing that people have, we have a yellow flag in Sector 1. See what's going on. Monaco is just beautiful. It is the spectacle that it is. And we're back to green flag. Homer Football asks, bro, why is Alonso fast? It's because we're on a street circuit where cornering is really important. This is basically, relying on the strengths, and K-Mag goes off track into the one runoff zones that we have. Sainz just jumped to a P1 with a 1:13.690. Perez is starting a flying lap with the fastest Sector 1 so far. So that's something to keep an eye on as we go forward. So the only ones who are not on track right now is Russell, who's in the pits, and Hulkenberg, who's obviously getting repairs. Everyone on track now is using a medium tire, for those who have been asking multiple times. Checo goes green in Sector 2, so he's improved on his time. So he's going to most likely improve on his time. Is it enough for P1, P2? And no, he's going to stay P4, 1:14.038. Verstappen's gone green in Sector 1. So another one to keep an eye on. Other drivers who improved on the time, Ocon has gone to P13 with a 1:15.150. Sargent's gone to P18 with a 1:15.557. Max has gone has gone green in Sector 2. Sainz is starting a flying lap. He's gone fastest in Sector 1, purple Sector 1. So he's another driver to keep an eye on at the moment. Gasly's improved his time, but he stays at P12. Leclerc has jumped up to P5. He's dropped Verstappen down. Max aborts his run, so he doesn't improve on his lap time. And it looks like Sainz has aborted his second lap. He's gone significantly much lower than expected. So the only so his lap will be a fastest Sector 1. Let's see what happened with Max. Looking okay, and yeah, he just misses the chicane. That Yeah, he aborts his lap the last minute. And please don't spam chat. Don't. We got it the first time you said it. We don't need it 5 times. Thank you very much. Again, I am commentator and moderator all in one right now. Alonso has just gone with a purple sector 1 with a 119.116. He's improved in part of his sector 2. We'll see. It doesn't look. He may have abandoned his lap because it doesn't look very good in terms of time. Norris on track, not necessarily doing a really good flying lap. He has not improved in his times. That's who they're focusing on. Alonso improves marginally. It's a 113.171. Not particularly that great of an improvement. He's also on mediums. Have gone looks like 12 laps so far. So it's Hamilton. So they're used mediums. Albon right now on track on. Trying to see what happened. And yeah, it looks like one of the Red Bulls held Alonso back on his flying lap. There's not a lot of room here, so it's not much he can do. Yeah, it was apparently Perez complaining about Red Bull going slow when he's doing a flying lap. So that's why he abandoned that particular lap. He's on a cool down lap right now. Before going, he'll probably go on a fast lap in the next minute or so. Verstappen improved on his time, but he didn't. Again, another abandoned lap. De Vries has improved in his time to a 1:15.083. Arcon is on a fast lap. He's improved in his first two sectors. He's improving so far in the third sector. Not purple, but he's improving on his previous time, which is a 1:15. And he jumps to basically almost 0.6 of a second faster. He's at 1:14.585. Sainz improved in sector 1, purple in sector 2, purple in sector 3, new fastest time of 1:13.372. Again, we're about 2 seconds off from where the track record is right now, so there's still a lot of space for improvement with these cars. And again, this is still practice 1. We'll get probably a better practice 2. We'll probably get a better view where the track is and what to expect. Jose, one of the things that may be in play is that there may be traffic in play. And that's what happened with Alonso with his last flying lap. He basically encountered Checo, and Checo was just in the way. Yeah, I'd say Max is having issues per se. I would just say more that this has never been a track. I wouldn't say that this is a track where Max excels at, just because of the layout and how it's structured. It's such a different track from everything else that's on the schedule. And we're in under 5 minutes now to go. Again, this is Grash talking to you today. Just trying to give you data as I can provide to you. I want to thank for the 2,000 plus that are watching right now. If you haven't, we've got over 500 likes. I appreciate that we've gotten that from you today. We can, if any of you have not liked so far, now's the time to do so. And then, if you are looking to continue the chat, and who is in the which of the Ferrari? It was probably Leclerc that cut the corner. And so here is the Discord channel in chat. If you guys want to come and basically chat with us after the session, during sessions, the Discord channel. Did they red flag it? Is it yellow flag? Oh, yeah, that's going to be a red flag. It's one of the Williams. And it is Albon who is stuck on track. He has crashed. The tire, the back end of his car has collapsed, and Albon's okay. He's on radio saying that he is okay. But the tire, if you're looking at the back of the car, you can see the back back side of the tire basically facing right to us directly. Yeah, with like 3 minutes left in the session, with having to do the safety routine right now, there's not enough time to like do what we need to do. Yeah, there's not enough time to do anything else in the session. They're going to spend the rest of the time just cleaning out the track, and so that's what clock is going to run out. So here we go with the end of this session. Let's take a look at we're doing a replay of what happened with Albon. And did he clip? Oh, he went into, I forget which corner it is. But he basically didn't turn fast enough. Yeah, he's okay. He says he banged his knees, which is to be expected. And yeah, he lost his back end and slid and hit into what looks like a technical barrier on that curve. So he's basically on the curve before with Monaco. There's a section that goes uphill, famously going uphill. He turned to go uphill and hit the back of he lost the back end, turned too much, and slid into the barriers and destroyed his back left side. Same location where Hulkenberg had his incident, not on the car, I should say, not on track. Saw on track, someone said that his gearbox is probably trashed as well. That's something that I'll be keeping an eye on between now and the next session. So as we come to the end of this session right now, basically what we have is Sainz is P1, Alonso P2, Hamilton P3. Sainz and Alonso got into the 113s. Hamilton is the fastest at the 114s, and we get to P15 before we get to the 115s. So huge grouping of the racers are within a second of each other. Fastest, again, Sainz did a 113.372, and then Alonso is about half a second slower at 113.7110. Krug saying terminal damage Albon. Albon is out of the session. For those who don't know, that's the F1 2023 racing game joke there. So. Again, I want to thank for those who have shown up. Again, this is Grash. I will be back for session 2 in a few hours. And that is, I gotta look at the the times. I'm trying to give you times. 7:30 now. Practice 2 is at 10 o'clock, so about 2.5 hours. We'll probably be live in 90 minutes, given how racing has been lately. He was live very early this morning with great music, by the way. Come listen to the music before commentary starts up. I will probably be back on. I'll be back on streams, so I'll be back in about 2 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm usually within 15 minutes of the start of the session. I will probably have you more information about what's happening with Albon's car, what's being what's being changed, what's been destroyed, how that affects his part components. Same with Hulkenberg. We'll see who else. Yeah, no, dude, it's the Weed Feeder. The music is really good. And so after I get off stream, Racing Disc will probably be streaming for another few minutes with that music. All right. Just trying to think anything else before I take off. Yeah, no. Again, I'll drop the Discord channel one more time into chat. You know, one place that you will go, you can go to continue to chat. After this stream actually ends, it should take you to the session 2 streams. It's a different video for YouTube, and people will be able to you'll be able to chat there as well. Again, this is Grash. Had fun with Monaco. We've had 2 crashes already. Not who we expected. We'll see you in about 2 hours, and we'll see how things go from there. All right.